Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Sense for Thought. I'm Mo, and today we have another unboxing and first impressions. I haven't even opened this parcel. Let's see what's in here. You can probably tell by the title, and I really need to invest in some kind of unboxing knife or something. And today we will be, just making sure there's nothing in here, doing an unboxing and first impressions of Andy Tauer Vanilla Absolute, or Absolue, and Rose Absolue, the new Andy Tauers. Now, I was looking for samples of these from Listen Tours, the only Andy Tauer retailer in the UK, and they kept selling out. And when you add two samples, it becomes very, very expensive. Plus, you have to pay for shipping as well, which sucks, by the way. And then these popped up on one of my trade groups for a bargain price. And I thought, you know what? I believe in Andy. Let's buy these. We'll sample them. And if they suck and are not for me, I will move them on to someone who will enjoy them. So I got these for way, way below retail, which is fantastic. Let's have a look. Now, this is the new Andy Tauer presentation, unlike the old one with the metal tin, which I much prefer. So this one slides here, and it's got the note, Enjoy Andy Tauer. So let's remove the note, and then you have the perfume sat there waiting for you to unbox. Let's take this one out. As you can see, it's literally just been tested by the guy. And he's like, yep, not for me. That's Rose Absolue. I don't really enjoy the this kind of label. I much prefer the corner one. And I like my perfumes to have consistency when they're kind of laying there on the shelf. This one has that front thing, which is odd to say the least. So this is Rose Absolue. Let's unbox the Vanilla Absolue. Should be quite similar. So has a card, Enjoy Andy Tauer. Thank you, Andy. I will try my best. And then has a kind of almost a certificate of handmade in Switzerland, and it has Vanilla Absolue on the back. So that's the Vanilla Absolue. Let's see the level on this one. Yeah, very much the same. Barely even been sprayed. I think someone blind bought these and thought, hell no, not for me. So let's see what these smell like, shall we? So you guys are familiar with the Andy Tauer presentation, these iconic bottles. These are his newest ones. I have issues with Andy Tauer bottles, especially due to the cap and the atomizer, but there's no doubt about it. They really do look beautiful next to each other, just lined up there on a shelf. Iconic stuff. And he has fixed the cap a little bit. I mean, did you hear that? That sucked. Okay, because he's inserted that channel thing, which makes it a little bit less tight, but still tight. I understand why he wants it to be tight, because obviously it kind of makes it very sound chemically. So this is the Rose Absolue, and off the atomizer, I have a feeling I'm going to love this one. And this is the Vanilla Absolue, same cap situation. This one is a little bit weaker, but it's just really cheap feeling and dissatisfying. Let's give these a few sprays so we can see how the atomizer is one of the worst in history. Right, so let's start off by spraying the Vanilla Absolue. It smells a bit less intense. Also has not stained the atomizer like the Rose one. So let's give this a go on strip. Try and show you the atomizer here. Have they improved? I swear it's better than my old Leather de American. Maybe he has low-key improved the atomizer, Andy, without telling us. What a G. Oh, how interesting. This Vanilla Absolue is floral. How interesting. This Vanilla Absolue smells floral. It smells like fruity rose. I'm very confused right now because I'm getting fruitiness, leatheriness, amberiness, and rose. But it's that really beautiful rose that Andy Tauer does. He does rose really, really well. The vanilla just adds a touch of sweetness, but this smells to me like a Turkish delight, which is very odd. There's a hint of rose, a hint of spice, which is usually can be in Turkish delight. Depends where you get it from, of course. And a sweet vanilla. Turkish delight doesn't have vanilla, really, but it does have that sweetness. Is this not Rose Absolue? It's very rosy to me. But very beautiful. My goodness, and it has that airy Tauer DNA, that ambergris accord he does. I'm pretty sure he has this in here as well. Wow, this smells great. Let me spray some more on. This atomizer is better than before, guys. There's no way in hell he has not upgraded this. I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's kind of average now. Yeah, there is spiciness. There is like a fruity accord, but it's like more like a dried fruit, like a, you know how dried fig and dried apricot can be a bit chewy and like leathery almost? That's kind of what I get. Unless there's osmanthus in here and it's just stripping me out, because osmanthus can have that apricot peachy kind of thing. Then there's a tender pink rose with that airy ambergris accord and a bit of vanilla to add sweetness. If I smelled this blind, I would not have said this is a vanilla based or vanilla heavy perfume, to be honest. To me, it's more about the florals. It's a little bit more about the spice and the airy feel. This smells glorious. It's a bit unisex, maybe a little bit femme-leaning because of that rose and the sweetness. Off the top, I think my wife would love this because she loves those Turkish delight type, whether it's desserts, flavors, smells, perfumes. Yeah, this one smells amazing. Let's revisit it in the dry down and move on to Rose Absolue. Rose Absolue, I left it till last because the atomizer's got a bit of staining on there, which is usually a sign of something potent. Let's give it a spray. Let's see if this atomizer is also pretty good. Maybe it's just my mind playing tricks on me, but I don't remember it being this okay. I thought it was a lot worse than this. Anyway, let's give the Rose Absolue a smell. Okay, yes, now this is actually a rose heavy perfume and makes the other one seem like a vanilla. Now you smell them both, adds a lot of context. Wow, this is such a high quality rose. It feels like there's multiple different roses in here. There's still something ambery holding up the rose. It's like in a basket of spicy ambers. And there's different colored roses, like a pink one, like a red one, like a purple one, and it feels like they're all kind of giving this beautiful aroma. This smells like a rose tea. Let's say you were outside, because there's that airy ambergris feel, and you made a fire, and you had a pot, like a big steel pot, and you were making a rose or a floral tea, and it's brewing and kind of bubbling away on a low simmer out there in the campfire. And then you added a bit of spice, maybe a bit of clove, a bit of cardamom, just to give it flavor and body. Wow, it reminds me of that hibiscus tea kind of thing, you know? But more rosy. This one is even better, I think. The quality of this is outstanding. You can tell that this is very, very well made with top tier rose material. And the rose is kind of becoming syrupy, like that tea has a bit of sugar or syrup in there and it's kind of reduced down to increase the intensity. It's not like a pot of boiling water with tea petals and hibiscus tea with spices in. It's like that pot, but it's been boiling for some time, been simmering for some time in that campfire, and it's kind of reduced by half to increase the natural sweetness. This is very floral and just very rosy in your face, which is a different approach to the Vanilla Absolue. Wow. Taken aback by this one, I have to say. This one is going to be a bit more challenging, a bit more difficult to understand than the Vanilla Absolue for sure. But they do have a similar DNA. They do feel like a set. There is some kind of continuity between them. It's like the Vanilla Absolue is your memory of Rose Absolue. It's like the Vanilla Absolue is like you just thinking about that camping trip outside and that rose hibiscus spicy tea you drank, which was syrupy and sweet. And you're kind of imagining it and looking at it with, no pun intended, rose tinted glasses and making it into this fairy tale. But this feels like you're there. This is more real. This is like I'm there outside in the campfire and I can smell that bubbling hot tea of syrupy rose. It's unbelievable. Yeah, this one off the top, the Rose Absolue, is much more strong. It's much more vivid. It's much more high detail and high def. It feels like it is kind of you're there, and it brings that imagery much more stronger. Whilst the Vanilla Absolute is a bit more designery, dare I say, it's a bit more appealing. It's a bit softer and lighter and airier. The Vanilla Absolute is like you're remembering the same trip, but with it's a fond memory of the trip. It smells a bit medicinal, like cough syrup, because of that rose and spices and vanilla combination. The Rose Absolute feels like you're right there. This feels like a very high quality rose without that annoying fake oud that people use. So for example, this smells similar to Taif Rose by Roger, but without the annoying fake oudy woody notes that he uses in the base. This is much better. Much cheaper as well. Yeah, I mean, when you compare them side by side, the Rose Absolute is just much more impressive. It catches you, it's nose capturing, brain capturing, and it just takes you somewhere. The Vanilla Absolute is a bit more easy to wear, dare I say, and much more likable. I'm thoroughly impressed. I think this is up there with Tower's very best work, I have to say. Strongly recommend you guys sample these. I'm going to be putting them on skin. I don't have any skin real estate today, but I will be giving them full wears, probably in my weekly rotation out every Monday at 5 p.m. And I have plenty more Tower first impressions to come, and maybe, just maybe, a special review of one of my favorite Towers with one of my favorite YouTubers, a collab. So stay tuned for that. Have you guys experienced the Rose Absolue, Vanilla Absolue? Let me know in the comments. Have you tried those older ones? You know, the ones that came in the cube 30 ml bottles? I have not smelled them. I wonder if any of you guys have. What do you remember them to be? Are these any better? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.